On the morning of October 25th, around 8 a.m., at a construction site in Chaoshi village in Tianshui City, Gansu province, a group of raggedy dressed migrant workers were diligently building the protective slope for the base of a high voltage transmission tower. Suddenly, shouts of "Run!" echoed moments later. A loud rumbling announced a landslide at the construction site, burying everything in its path. 4 workers were immediately buried. Following the incident, local authorities dispatched a rescue team. By 9:30 a.m., all 4 buried individuals were retrieved and rushed to the Second People's Hospital of Tianshui. 2 succumbed to their injuries, while the other 2 remain hospitalized. As of time of publication of this video, officials have not disclosed the names of the construction or contracting companies and have stated that an investigation into the cause is underway. Amid the grief for the victims, the public has raised concerns, questioning the integrity of the construction. If it collapsed during construction, how reliable would it be once completed? Previously, on July 22nd, an excavation collapse incident occurred at the water purification plant S357 network construction project in Liangjing Town, Huiyang District, contracted by the Guizhou Huiyang Construction Engineering Co. Limited, leading to 2 fatalities. A subsequent safety inspection on August 2nd by the Housing and Urban Rural Development Bureau of Huizhou revealed multiple issues, including inadequate safety training and management, insufficient drainage measures, and lack of proper excavation procedures. Documents such as the Enterprise Safety Production Conditions Inspection Record Form confirmed these findings. Public records indicate that Huiyang Construction Engineering Co. Limited is wholly owned by the State-Owned Assets Management Office of Huiyang District in Huizhou City. In China, there are numerous causes of slope collapses resulting in casualties. Not long ago, authorities released investigation reports on 2 such incidents. On February 22, 2023, at approximately 1:12 p.m., a major collapse occurred at an open-pit coal mine of the Xinjiang Coal Industry Co. Limited in Alashan League, Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region. A catastrophe resulted in 53 deaths, 6 injuries, and direct economic losses of 20.4 million yuan. On the day of the accident, 222 workers, including excavator operators and truck drivers, entered the work site. From 11:56 a.m. onwards, early signs of the impending collapse were evident, with the appearance of small landslides and cracks. At 12:27 p.m., blasting operations were carried out at the base of the stair slope located at the eastern boundary of the incident area, at an elevation of 1,395 meters. At 12:40 p.m., after lunch, 176 workers returned to the site. Between 1:10 and 1:12 p.m., a manager noticed abnormalities on the northern slope and immediately issued 3 urgent evacuation notices. Unfortunately, it was too late. On that fateful day around 1:12 p.m., tragedy struck when a massive rock slide occurred at the open pit coal mine. The landslide buried 59 workers and 58 pieces of equipment, including 17 excavators, 27 dump trucks, 8 drilling rigs, 4 pickup trucks, 1 loader, and 1 minivan. The incident tragically resulted in 53 deaths and 6 injuries. The aftermath of the landslide presented a debris field with thickness of up to 105 meters, approximately 7.56 million cubic meters in volume, extending up to 630 meters in length and 520 meters in width, covering an area of about 230,000 square meters. The expert group's investigation report identified 3 direct causes of the disaster. The construction did not follow the initial design, and the terraces were arbitrarily merged, resulting in excessively high and steep slopes. 2. Intensive coal mining at the base of the mine undermined the slope stability, causing a major rock slide along the fault and joint planes. 3. The emergency response was inadequate, failing to evacuate on-site workers promptly. The report further underscored several issues: illegal construction and production at the mine, reckless operations by the construction unit, fraud by intermediaries and supervisory companies, and lax and ineffective oversight by relevant departments and local government. Another collapse took place earlier in July 2022. At approximately 11:15 a.m. on July 23rd while on their way to work at Baiying Hongshan Coal Co Limited in Gansu. 17 workers and vehicles were buried due to a slope collapse, resulting in 10 deaths, 6 injuries, and a direct economic loss of 2.7 million yuan. The government's statement held 38 individuals accountable, imposing a fine of 5 million yuan on Hongshan Coal and blacklisting them for safety violations. However, details regarding the accountability and penalties for responsible individuals remained elusive. Critics argue that post-accident, the Chinese government safety agencies often resort to leveling fines on offending enterprises or individuals, failing to deeply analyze the patterns and cause of these incidents to prevent similar future accidents. This trend, where fines are viewed as revenue generation rather than genuine safety penalties, is colloquially known as the fines economy. Landslides have also caused other accidents. On June 4, 2022, around 10:30 a.m., a high-speed train, D2809, traveling from Guiyang North to Guangzhou South, was about to enter Rongjiang Station through the Yuezhai Tunnel when it collided with debris from a landslide, derailing the train. The tragic accident resulted in the death of 1 train driver, injuries of 2 staff members, and 10 passengers. At the time of the accident, the train was carrying 143 passengers. Videos circulating online depicted several train carriages thrust onto the station platform, with severe damage to the front section. Reports from mainland China suggest that upon spotting the landslide debris at the tunnel exit, the train driver instinctively activated the emergency brakes. The train, initially traveled at a speed of 250 kilometers per hour, began decelerating, but tragically collided with the debris just 5 seconds later, sliding onto the Rongjiang Station platform due to the immense impact. Industry insiders have pointed out that the accumulation of landslide debris on the railway tracks was due to the collapse of the protective slopes next to the train tracks. Although the authorities primarily attribute the cause of the accident to several days of heavy rainfall in the area, the reality is that the protective slopes were not securely reinforced with concrete and wire mesh, indirectly leading to the train derailment accident as a result of shoddy construction work. Investigations reveal that the construction entity responsible for this section of the railway is the China Railway 21st Bureau Group Co Limited, which is a subsidiary of the state-owned enterprise China Railway Construction Corporation Limited. During the construction of the railway and tunnel, there were also scandals exposed regarding the use of counterfeit cement and fly ash in construction. Consequently, it is only expected that the government's official statement conveniently omits any mentions of issues related to the construction quality. Addressing such issues would not only tarnish the reputation of the state-owned enterprise and the government itself, but would also implicate numerous parties involved in various stages of the project, ranging from survey and design, quality supervision of construction, subcontracting of the project, to the final inspection and acceptance of the work, as well as the influential families behind these responsible parties. In China, many highway and railway slope protection projects are of substandard quality, and these areas are also the most susceptible to landslides and mudslide accidents. Currently, the Chinese media rarely reports on slope or tunnel collapse accidents. However, there are numerous reports on various localities actively conducting rescue drills for tunnel collapse accidents. If such collapse accidents were not so frequent, why would there be such a concentrated effort in conducting these rescue drills? How often do tunnel collapse accidents occur in China? To illustrate, in just 6 days, from September 6 to 12, 2021, there were 5 incidents of tunnel entrance being buried by landslides. We have a video specifically addressing this issue, analyzing the inevitability of shoddy construction from various aspects, including design, construction, bidding, construction process, and quality supervision. From surveillance footage, we can see that the entrance of the Pingling Tunnel on the Ankan to Pingling County Expressway in Shanxi Province was instantaneously buried by a landslide. The expressway has a total length of 61 kilometers and is a key construction project in Shanxi Province, with a total project cost of approximately 6 billion yuan. Construction started in September 2011 and the road was opened to traffic in November 2015. The completed project includes 11.3 million cubic meters of earthwork for the roadbed, 386,000 cubic meters for protective drainage, 19 bridges with a total length of 21,992 meters, and 10 tunnels with a total length of 12,897 meters, with bridges and tunnels accounting for 57% of the total length of the route. Such a challenging project was completed and opened to traffic in just 4 years, a speed that is astonishing. However, less than 6 years after its opening, a slope collapse resulted in the tunnel entrance being buried, exposing the substandard quality of the slope production work. A comprehensive analysis of professional literature suggests that the causes of landslides can be categorized into natural and anthropogenic factors. Natural factors include the nature of the rock and soil, hydrogeological conditions, and climatic factors such as rainfall. Technical personnel should assess the suitability of construction, propose recommendations for transforming adverse conditions, and refer to these assessments during the design and construction phases. Anthropogenic factors mainly include irregular construction practices, the use of substandard building materials, cutting corners, and reducing the safety factors in survey and design, all of which are common in various construction projects in China. Construction quality is one of the key factors leading to landslides. In China, large infrastructure projects typically select construction companies through a bidding process, with the contracts usually awarded to large state-owned enterprises with high-level qualifications. As prime contractors, these large state-owned enterprises subcontract the construction work to second-tier contractors after retaining a portion of the profits. Many of these contractors are shell companies that do not actually organize the construction themselves. Their owners are typically agents of influential families or powerful officials. After taking their share of the profits, they further subcontract their work. Typically, large construction projects have more than 3 to 5 layers of subcontractors, each layer representing a division of privilege and interest. After multiple layers of subcontracting and profit-taking, the actual construction work is carried out by migrant workers, many of whom have not received basic safety or skill training. In a noteworthy incident on September 3, 2021, a landslide occurred near a tunnel under construction on the Dongyong Expressway in Jiaotong, Yunnan, buried a large row of workers, dormitories, and nearby vehicles beneath a cascade of rocks and soil. This landslide accident reveals a glaring lack of risk prevention awareness, as construction personnel had situated the dormitories right beneath a steep, excavated slope. Moreover, despite clear early signs of a potential landslide, no measures were taken to reinforce the rock and soil body. The lax attitude towards safety is apparent. Employees of prime contractors and supervisory engineers tasked with technical and management responsibilities are not always present on site. Their oversight of subcontractors is also notably inadequate. A strict adherence to standards might risk offending construction parties, which by extension could offend government officials in power. Given the multi-tiered subcontracting, a significant portion of the project funds ends up in the pockets of corrupt officials through various means, leaving insufficient funds for actual construction. As a result, construction companies often cut corners during construction. Furthermore, these companies extensively hire untrained migrant workers to save on costs. Additionally, construction enterprises tend to focus solely on roads, bridges, or tunnels, neglecting the stability of surrounding rocks or slopes. Addressing potential geological disasters such as landslides could lead to design changes and budget overruns. As long as no collapse occurs before project completion and acceptance, bribery can ensure smooth payment collection, regardless of the project's quality or its ability to meet the design service life. Even if an accident occurs later on, the government generally does not hold state-owned enterprises or government officials accountable. Instead, they bring an expert to deceive the public, attributing accidents solely to natural factors. Problems also exist in the survey and design process. During surveying, even if spacing and arrangements comply with standards, surveys do not specifically target potential geological disasters. Conducting such targeted surveys could increase the workload and disadvantage the company in bidding process. In the design phase, project owners often demand so-called design optimization from design units to reduce investment costs, essentially lowering the design safety factor. Design companies are compelled to optimize designs, setting ideal conditions as the default. If designs accounted for potential deformations and landslide due to water affecting the tunnel entrances surrounding rocks or slopes, and included slope reinforcement in the work scope, some landslide might be preventable. A concerning mentality has taken root in some construction enterprises. No collapse, no profit. Some even hope for collapse to increase the workload or necessitate design changes, thereby maximizing construction profits. On the other hand, construction personnel often believe that geological work is the responsibility of designers, not builders, leading them to neglect geological surveys and forecasting during construction and increasing the likelihood of collapse accidents. Additionally, insurance compensation can be claimed following losses due to a collapse. In China, road landslides and tunnel collapses are prevalent and long-standing issues. While landslides can be classified as natural disasters, many could be prevented with prior reinforcement. However, due to various interests at play, these natural disasters continue to occur. The pervasive poor quality construction and frequent collapse accidents in China are symptomatic of underlying systemic issues, reflecting and inevitably rooted in the current state of affairs.